singers, welcome back. I'm Laura. This is the weekly warm-up. Today we're talking about vocal space, how to really feel where it is and keep it open when you sing. Singers, if you notice that my voice sounds a little funny today, I'm just getting over the flu, but we can identify our vocal space anyway. So I want you to begin by imagining that you were in like an X-ray machine or like an MRI machine. And if you could see all the empty space up here, you would see that there's kind of space in the mouth, space up here, and space in the throat. And they're all continuous. They're all sort of connected. There's no actual structures between them. So if we were to identify the front and back or top and bottom of that entire space, the top or front would be at the lips. Do that. That's one end of the space. And the other end is going to be way down here where we can make this sound. Okay, so if you were to open everything in between those two and make a sound, it would probably be something like this. And when I do that, oh, I can feel so much vibration. So you try that. Let's open everything between and make a sound. Do you feel all that? I feel like a bell. So now that we've identified just how resonant our voices can feel when the space is totally open, I want to go into the really important awareness work of feeling all the places where we can pinch or squeeze that space. For the purpose of this, I like to imagine that that whole space I just identified is a balloon, like one of those balloons that they make balloon animals out of. And as I'm imagining that balloon space, I'm going to try squeezing or pinching it a little farther back each time so that I can feel all the places in my mouth and my throat that I might be pinching or squeezing my voice. So just follow my example here. We're going to begin by inhaling and imagining that balloon is really inflated. And now we're going to squeeze the front of the balloon by making this sound. Repeat that. Okay, now we're going to go just a tiny bit farther back like this. We'd be squeezing the balloon with our tongue and the back of our teeth. Can you feel that? Okay, now repeat this sound. And now Can you feel what I'm doing? I'm going back a little farther back in my mouth each time at the spot where I'm closing or squeezing the balloon. So we just were at g. Now we're gonna go at g. It's kind of way back here. Now, and now, and then finally we're at the bottom of the balloon. So something that you may have noticed is as we start at the front and we move our way back, the first couple, those are all sounds that you actually make and have to make when you're pronouncing words. This means that there are all kinds of occasions when we actually have to close our vocal space. It happens pretty much every time we say a consonant, and it's important for you to be aware of that so that you know that once that happens, you have to open back up. The ones after g are a little more interesting though, because those closure spots back there are ones that we don't make, at least in most of the singing languages. And those are the places where it is very, very, very common to create tension and squeezing that is totally unnecessary for language production, and it's unhelpful to your sound. So let's follow that pathway one more time. Inhale, inflate the balloon, and then let's pinch it. Just repeat after me each of these sounds. Now, some of those feel pretty weird, but I hope that you were able to feel that kind of squeeze as you went back. Now that we've found all the places where we might be able to squeeze the balloon, we're going to try singing without squeezing. So we're going to sing a really simple pattern. And my voice might not be as fresh as usual, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So I'm going to start with ah, And I'll inhale and inflate the balloon and then not squeeze it as I sing through that pattern. So starting here. Inhale and reinflate. As you go on, maybe you get brave and start trying your other vowels. Can you do an E with squeezing the balloon as little as possible? Now, something important to note is that each time you inhale, you have a new opportunity to reinflate the balloon, open up any spaces that may have squeezed. That's true when you're singing as well. So as you're moving through a song, you can always take every inhalation as an opportunity to pop open any places that have gotten squeezy. But the most value that you can get from today's work is just to be more aware of where you might be feeling squeezing so that you can really target those locations as you sing and think, aha, that is where I'm squeezing the balloon, and I can now inflate it and keep it open. I hope that this was useful. Let me know if it worked for you in the comments below. In the meanwhile, thank you so much for singing with me today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, maybe subscribe to the newsletter. There's a link down below in the description box. And in the meanwhile, thanks for practicing.